What kind of school do you go to if you're an ice cream man? If you're an ice cream man, what kind of school do you go to if you're an ice cream man? A Sunday school. I didn't say it was a good one. What kind of school do you go to if you're a giant? A high school. They don't get any better. What kind of school do you go to if you're a surfer? A boarding school. What kind of school do you go to if you're King Arthur? A private school. Probably. Well done. Well done. Well done. How do you follow that? It's a night school. I like your answer better. Right, okay, next one, last one. Of all the kinds of things that you take to school, in your school bag or in your pencil case, what is the king of all school supplies? A ruler. Well done. Excellent. A little bit like this. Do you think you'd get that one in your school bag? Yes. What do you think? Would this do it? No? It's too big? No, you can see it though, can't you? Is that okay? Yeah, it's a bit big. Instead of millimeters, I think it's in centimeters. Aye. So there we are. Nice big ruler. So we'll keep that here just for a minute. Shall I put it on the front? Is that okay? Oh, sit. Safe. Good. Excellent. A giant ruler. Now, it's not just the children that are back to school today, I'm afraid. You're going to be going back to school later this week, aren't you? Is it Thursday? Yes. Is that right? Are you looking forward to it? Yes. You are? Wow, and there's high school to go to as well, so there's something new coming up for some, so I'm sure you're looking forward to that. So there you go. I want to ask you about a ruler. What is a ruler for? What do you use a ruler for? To make straight lines so your teacher doesn't nag. Okay. Fair enough. That's one good reason for it. Excellent. What else do we use it for? There's another reason we use it for as well. What's that? Drawing straight lines, yeah. And measuring. Thank you, Colin. That's it. Measuring as well. We use it for measuring, don't we? So, do you think we could draw a straight line with this that would help us to maybe walk in a straight line, for example, wouldn't we? Yeah? Do you think we've got a straight line along here, along the front? Could you just check that for me, maybe? Stuart, would you like to try that for me? Do you want to take the ruler a second? Just see, I just want to make sure that, this place was built properly. Could you just see if we've got a straight line across the front here? Could you just check? Is that nice and straight? Oh, they did a pretty good job after all, didn't they? Yeah, excellent. And Mr. Downey and others have been looking after the place since, so it stayed straight as well, so that's good. So it helps us to walk in straight lines, but also when it comes to measuring things, if we're walking in straight lines, do we also measure up? Do we also measure up? There's a question. Now, in this particular slot for some months now, I've been looking at some of the questions with you from the Catechism, questions that were designed for children. Some of them are a bit tough. Some of the adults are struggling with them as well. And the very first one we had was, what is mankind's or humankind's chief end or chief purpose? I don't know if you remember that. It's one of the easier ones, but not everybody remembers it. The chief purpose, we're told in the Catechism, is to glorify God and to enjoy Him forever. Do you enjoy school? Yeah? Mostly? Mixed response? Mixed response. You enjoy writing. Do you enjoy maths? Don't enjoy maths so much? Absolutely not. This wee man's a little bit young for school yet, aren't you? Yeah, you'll enjoy it when you go though, won't you? You will. You will. You will. Well, your mummy will have something to say about that. About you, Kyle, do you think you'll enjoy school when you get it? You're not sure yet. I think you'll enjoy it. Do you enjoy school every day? Well, maybe that's mixed as well. Our second question is where the ruler comes in a bit as well. It asks, what rule has God given us to direct how we can glorify and enjoy Him forever? This was our second question a long time back. Do you remember what rule we were given? We never stop worshipping him. Yes, that's right. But the answer we're looking for is what it comes out of. Well, it's not up there. It's one over here, though. We put one up in the pulpit. And the answer for that question is this. Have you ever thought about the Bible being like a ruler? Yeah? It helps to keep us straight, and it helps to show us what we should be measuring up to. So in some respects, the Bible's like a ruler. So what rule has God given us? What means have we got to know what he wants? The Bible is the answer to that, as we find in both the Old and the New Testament. And that's what helps to direct us. Do you enjoy rules? Who likes rules? Do you like rules, Rebecca? Kyle doesn't like rules, do you? No. Okay. I don't think your brother does either. He's disappeared on us. Do you like having to listen and to concentrate? You like that, Rebecca? Oh, well done. You too? You're not so sure. Uh-huh. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Well, we've got a new question for today. Can you believe we're at the 26th question already? There's a long way to go, but we're at number 26 today. Number 26 asks, and this is because we've been talking about Christ, particularly this last few weeks and months before the holidays there, about how does Christ execute or enact the office that he has, or the role that he has, as a king. So how does Christ behave as a king? And I know all the adults have got their orders of service there, so they've got the answer here already. That's nice for them, isn't it? But what about you? What do you think? Sensible. By being sensible? Yeah, well, I certainly think he does. Yep, he's a sensible ruler. We've got another ruler here, haven't we? That's another type of ruler. A ruler is supposed to help us, show us how to go straight and how to measure up and where we're supposed to go and what we're supposed to do with things. And the answer we're given here is there are a number of things he does in that role as a king. He subdues us to himself. In other words, he makes us want to follow him. Yeah? He does rule us. He defends us. So that's really good. And he also restrains and he conquers all of his and our enemies, we're told in the catechism there. So I can ask you quickly, who is your boss? Who's the boss? Oh, he's whispering it. What was that? Mummy. Yeah, you're right. I know my place. Are our parents sometimes our boss? Yeah, sometimes. We've got to do what they say, haven't we? What do you think? Think your mummy's your boss? I think Carl's right, isn't he? Yeah. Our teacher, when we're at school, are they our boss? Do they tell us what way we've got to do and what we've got to do each day? And help us how to measure up? If we've got to measure something? And what about ultimately God himself? Yeah? So lots of different ways to think about that as well. And I think you'll agree, when it comes to school, it's not always easy stuff that we're learning there, is it? It's not always easy stuff we're learning in church either. There's some more difficult stuff sometimes we have to deal with. There's lots of important things that we have to remember every single day. And whether you're young or whether you're older, every day is a school day. There's something to learn and something to enjoy each and every day. But when things are difficult, we're told that we can rely on God. Christ is our King and can rely on him. So what's the king of all school supplies? Ruler. That's right. Thanks, Stuart. I'll have that back. We need to ask ourselves, how do we measure up when it comes to our ruler, which is ultimately Christ? Now, as I said, things sometimes are difficult. I'm just going to put this on the front here.